everyone. Good morning, everyone. I'm Deborah McGrath, and I'm so happy to be here with my co-host, Glenda Merrimaker. Today, we celebrate the 20th year and 10th event of the Scarborough Walk of Fame, which has so far honored 73 inductees, including those being honored today. Would you please welcome to the stage Desiree White from Systema Toronto to sing the national anthem, and would everyone please rise. With an apology from my husband, Colin Moorthy. He was supposed to this. He's hosted this with me every year, and he's very sad to miss it when his departure time for an Australian tour suddenly changed. Live theater, right? Am I right? When his departure time for an Australian tour suddenly changed, we looked at each other and said, "Thank God for planting him." Many of you do not know this, but Glenn has had a second career, doubling for Colin 30 plus years. When any given conflicts in Colin's schedule, Glenn steps up. When Colin got his Platinum Jubilee medal, it was Glenn who accepted the honor from Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. She found him charming. And when our daughter was born, it was Glenn who endured a 24-hour labor and fed me copious amounts of ice chips.
And I caught that baby.
You betcha. 14 pounds. Glenn became so coveted as a stand-in that Grasse himself asked Glenn to sub for him during one of his competitions, as Andre was understudying the double book for a Dungeons and Dragons night. It was, however, Glenn's one costly error, as he wrongly assumed that the running Andre was referring to was running for office. By the way, Glenn, how are those knees and ankles doing?
They're good. That's 15 years of running, so thank you.
To Glenn's credit, in that race of 8 talented men, Glenn had the distinction of coming in 19th, crossing the finish line 2 hours after the race had ended. Marketing Manager for Scarborough Town Centre, to come to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Terrantella Mustafa, and I'm the Marketing Manager of Scarborough Town Centre. It's a true honor to welcome you to the Scarborough Walk of Fame 2026 induction ceremony. We are so proud to once again host this special celebration. Please join me in the land acknowledgement of Scarborough. I would like to begin by acknowledging the Indigenous peoples of all the lands that we are on today. This recognizes the enduring presence and resilience of Indigenous peoples in this area for time immemorial. The land I am standing on today is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. I also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13, signed with the Mississaugas of the Credit, and the Williams Treaties, signed with multiple Mississaugas and Chippewa peoples. Today is about celebrating something incredibly meaningful, Scarborough. Not just as a place, but as a community defined by its people. A community filled with talent, resilience, and individuals who continue to achieve extraordinary things. The inductees we honor today are a reflection of that spirit. They show us that greatness can grow from right here, from our neighborhoods, our schools, our local communities. Their journeys remind us that with passion, determination, and support, anything is possible. Scarborough has always been a place where cultures come together, where ideas take shape, and where people uplift one another. It's a place that fosters ambition and celebrates diversity, and that is what makes it so special. At Scarborough Town Centre, we are proud to be a part of that story. STC is more than just a destination, it's a hub for connection. A place where people come together, where community is built, and where the energy and diversity of Scarborough is reflected every single day. You see it in the families who gather, the young people discovering their paths, and the entrepreneurs building something new. And you see it in today's inductees, individuals who inspire not only pride, but possibility. On behalf of STC, congratulations to this year's inductees. Thank you for representing Scarborough with such excellence. Your stories are powerful, a powerful reminder that greatness lives right here. Thank you.
And hello, everybody. As was just mentioned, I am not Colin Mockery, so I am substituting today, and look forward to really celebrating with everybody today. We have some spectacular inductees. I want to go down memory lane a little bit. I got not my first job, but my first real job here at the Scarborough Town Centre 50 years ago in the Hudson's Bay. I thought it was really cool. I like to think I worked in the men's department. All of my other male friends all got jobs in the sporting goods department. So unfortunately for me, when we would meet other young students and girls in the mall, I'd go up and try to say hello, they'd be with me, and if they thought I was doing well with somebody, they'd say, oh, you know, he sells men's socks and underwear. We're in the sporting goods section. So it didn't scar me for life, but I learned that having a career in socks and underwear wasn't for me. So I'm glad that STC and the mall helped me sort of figure that out while I was still a teenager. As you know, our community is home to hundreds of thousands of amazing people from every corner of the world who do many amazing things. We work hard year after year. We support our families, our neighbors, our community, and sometimes even the world. This year, Scarborough Walk of Fame received over 700 nominations. Our nominating committee conducted an independent nomination process and screening and unanimously recommended some really great people for induction into the Scarborough Walk of Fame. Today, to our 2026 inductees, I want to congratulate you on being unanimously selected to receive a star on the Scarborough Walk of Fame. And now, before we actually get to the people we really want to get to, our inductees today, I'm going to do a couple of things. So first, I'm going to introduce some of Scarborough's political stars that are with us today. I'm going to announce their names. I'm going to ask each elected official not to stand until the end. Of all the politicians, you all stand up at once. federal, provincial, municipal, conservative, NDP, liberal, we're all the big family, so wait till the end, and the crowd, us, we can acknowledge all of our elected officials at the same time. So, I'm going to ask for your patience, because we have a problem with success. We have a lot of people show up. So, what do our political stars do? These are our neighbors. These are actually people we elect who actually live on the same street from us, or the subdivision over. They go to the Ontario Legislature, they go to City Hall, they go to Canada's House of Commons, and they fight for us. They fight for Scarborough every single week. These are the people who are helping us build a $10 billion subway. You'll see it on the one side of this mall right now. And these are the people who are securing billions more in funding to build a new Scarborough East LRT. So these people do much more, but I want to recognize them now. So our the political stars with us today include Mayor Olivia Chow, who's going to be on the stage later, Councillor Ethan Chan, Scarborough Rouge Park, Councillor Carthy Candavel, Scarborough Southwest, Councillor Jamal Myers, Scarborough North, who went from cleaning trains in the TTC to chairing the TTC. That's Scarborough. Councillor Vince Crisanti, Etobicoke North, and a strong Scarborough ally, voted for the Scarborough subway every single time. Thank you, Vince. The Honourable BJ Thunagasalan, MPP for Scarborough Rouge Park, MPP Andrea Hazel, Scarborough Guildwood, former Mayor John Tory, former City Councilor Paul Christie, The Beach, former MP, the Honourable John McKay, Scarborough Guildwood, former MP, the Honourable Pauline Grasse, Scarborough Centre, former MPP, the Honourable Jerry Phillips, Scarborough Agincourt. That, folks, is a lot of star power, a lot of political star power. I'm going to ask all of our elected officials to stand, and I'm going to ask that we, their adoring fans, give them a round of applause and thanks for their work. I'd now also like to acknowledge some of our previously inducted Scarborough stars today. I'm going to name the same thing. I'm going to name each star. I'm going to ask our stars to stay seated till we talk about everybody, and at the end, stand up together, and I think we all give you that round of applause that you very dearly deserve. So here we go. Our past Scarborough stars, Dr. Dun Noria, who came to Canada from India. Excellent. Stay seated, and I see Sean Allen's beside you. Sean, just hold her down. Let her get up when it's time. He's very handsome and strong too. Yes. Dr. Noria came to Canada from India with only $8 in her pocket and went on to become a renowned healthcare leader and chief of laboratory medicine at Scarborough Health Network. Dr. Vicky Bismillah, who fled apartheid in South Africa, arrived in Canada in 1970, started teaching at Scarborough School in 1972, spent 18 years with the Scarborough Board of Education, and later became the Vice President, Academic and Chief Learning Officer at Centennial College. Dr. Vivian Rambahar, who served Scarborough as a cardiologist for more than 40 years, and who is recognized for his pioneering global contributions to medicine, science, society, and humanity. Sean Allen, good looking and has good arms too. Sean founded Matrix Mortgage Global. I gotta get that name right in case people are gonna Google it. And back in 2008, it's now has become one of the largest mortgage brokerages in all of Canada, right from Scarborough. Earl Campbell is here, who helped design and build the Scarborough Board of Education, one of the largest public school systems in Canada, and who promoted multiculturalism at a time when many people didn't know what multiculturalism meant. So it's today we know what that is, but back when he started, I don't want to age him, but many years ago, it was a novel concept, and he helped make sure that Scarborough was a multicultural place that it is today. Jamal Magloire, a Scarborough High School basketball player who went on to play 12 seasons in the NBA, became the second Canadian All-Star in NBA history, became the assistant coach for the Toronto Raptors, and even started his own nonprofit as well. We are overachievers here in Scarborough. Sam Ibrahim, president of the Aero Group of Companies that employs more than 10,000 people and is one of Canada's largest private companies. Sam also donated $25 million to the University of Toronto Scarborough campus, and that helped create the Sam Abraham Center for Inclusive Excellence and Entrepreneurship, Innovation, and Leadership. And despite offers from around the world, he kept his headquarters here in Scarborough. He kept the jobs here in Scarborough. Mark Stoddard, an internationally renowned graphic artist, started out at Cedar Bay Collegiate Institute and whose art is in the collections of notables, including director Spike Lee and Olympian Dr. John Carlos. Mark Middleton, a founding member of numerous organizations, including the Scarborough Women of Philanthropy, Scarborough Walk of Fame, and founding president of the Scarborough Business Association. We have a few more because there are a lot of stars here in Scarborough. Randall Adju, author, inspirational speaker, arts educator, community leader, and Ontario's very first poet laureate. Rosa Chan, a Scarborough powerhouse who has long advocated for better healthcare and hospitals in Scarborough and is the face of the Scarborough Health Foundation's Love Scarborough campaign. I'm sure we all have the sweatshirt in the hood. The Honourable Jerry Phillips, MPP for Scarborough Aging Court, who helped ensure a public inquiry was held into the 1995 Iqua Watch crisis and death of First Nations protester Dudley George. The Honourable Pauline Grasse, who passed a Canada-wide, all-party, unanimous motion urging the Government of Canada to create a national park in Scarborough Rouge Valley. That's a lot of stars. I would ask all of you to stand and feel some love from all of us. Now, a documentary could be made of any of these individuals, but I hope my 30-second descriptions have at least highlighted a small amount of their contributions to Scarborough and to the world. Now, we get to start inducting 2026 stars. First up, I would like to call Geetha Moorthy, founder and CEO of the SAC Autism Center, to the microphone, and also ask Neil Joshi of the North Pine Foundation to the stage as our presenting sponsor. Geetha, thank you.
Thank you, Glenn, for that nice introduction. Standing here today, I feel incredibly humble and deeply emotional. Not because I don't have words, but because none of them will quite big enough for what this moment truly means to me. This recognition represents a journey that began in a very different place from Sri Lanka. At the age of 24, I arrived in Montreal along with my family as a refugee, fleeing civil war, without money, without a support system, and without knowing the language. I didn't know what my future would look like. I only knew that I had to keep going. My first job was as a bookkeeper in Montreal, earning $4 an hour. Within a year, my family and I moved to Tuxedo Court in Scarborough. I still remember those early days so clearly. The cold that felt like it went right through you. The uncertainty that followed me everywhere, and the quiet fear of the unknown. But alongside that fear, there was something else that refused to let me give up. There were moments when everything felt fragile, when I questioned if it would be ever truly if I find my place. But those moments shaped me. They taught me resilience. They taught me empathy. And most importantly, they taught me the value of community, because I knew what it felt like to be without a community. I worked full-time as an accountant while teaching Indian classical dance in the evenings and on the weekends. My passion, my joy, and my connection to who I was. Life was busy, sometimes overwhelming, but it was filled with purpose. Through my dance studio, I began supporting charities and giving back in small ways. And that's when everything changed. I met children on the autism spectrum, and something in me shifted. We started as a simple desire to help became something deeply personal. 18 years ago, I began in my basement with just a few children I didn't have a grand plan. I just had heart, hope, and a belief that I could make a difference. Today, I have had the privilege of supporting over 1,000 families who have loved ones on the spectrum. I have seen what happens when someone is truly seen, truly supported, and truly believed in. I have watched confidence grow where there was once fear. I have seen individuals finding their voice, their strength, and their place in the world. Those moments, they are everything. This award may carry my name, but it does not belong to me alone. It belongs to every family who trusted in me, every individual who inspired me, and the entire community that made this work possible. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our dedicated staff, our passionate volunteers, and our incredible board, to amazing donors, grantors, sponsors, investors like North Pine Foundation, and employment partners, community partners. Thank you for believing in our vision and making this work possible. I am also deeply grateful to Glenn Maker, who nominated me for this honor. Your belief in me means more than I express, and I share this moment with you. And to my family, there are no words strong enough. To my parents who are not here with us, Amma and Papa, this is for you, for all your sacrifices you made for us. I hope I have made you proud. To my wonderful siblings who has been with me throughout to support and advise, and at times to challenging too. My supportive husband, Yoga, who takes care of me and everything around the house so that I can do my good, what I'm doing. And with all my two children, amazing two children, Kavita and Haran, and their spouses, Chen and Victoria, and my three beautiful grandchildren, Elijah, Camille, and Harrison. You're my heart, you're my strength, and the reason I keep going. There was a time when I was searching for support, for stability, for a chance. Today, I stand here knowing that the work we do gives the same chance to others. And that is something I will never take for granted. If there's one thing I hope people take from my story, it is this. Even in the most uncertain beginnings, something beautiful can grow. And when we lift each other up, we don't just change one life, we change entire communities and generations to come. Thank you for this incredible honor, and I'm deeply grateful, and I promise to continue this work with all my heart. Thank you.
We, the management, were supposed to play a short video with you, like we're going to do for every inductee, and we missed it. So let's roll the film. Oh no, we've got to do this. Thousands of hours of labor put into this documentary that we were about to launch. If we have it, yep, I get a thumbs up, let's go. And then Neil, our favorite guy, will come out and present you.
Geetha Moorthy is a community leader, social entrepreneur, and founder of the SAC Autism Centre and its social enterprise, The Goodness Gift. After arriving in Canada as a refugee from Sri Lanka in 1983, she settled in Tuxedo Court in Scarborough, where she rebuilt her life with resilience and purpose. Trained in finance, Geetha worked as an accountant by day while teaching Indian classical dance in the evenings, using the arts as a bridge for cultural expression and community connection. Through her dance school, she organized annual fundraising performances in support of hospitals and autism organizations. Over time, she noticed a striking absence. South Asian families were not accessing the very services her shows supported. That observation sparked a mission rooted in equity and inclusion. In 2008, Geetha launched SAC from her home, beginning with adapted dance classes for children with autism. Today, it is a nationally recognized organization supporting over 1,000 families annually across 3 sites in Scarborough. Its programs include diagnostic services, clinical therapy, caregiver mental health supports, and employment training. Geetha's work has earned national recognition, including the RBC Canadian Women's Entrepreneur Award and a 2024 Top 25 Women of Influence nod, cementing her as a changemaker advancing culturally responsive autism care.
so our cameras can make sure in your documentaries that we've got some good footage. Ladies and gentlemen, Geetha Moorthy. Our first 2026 star.
Our next inductee is Farrow from the education category. The presenting partner is Samantha Singh, Director, Scarborough Community Renewal Organization. I'd like to invite you up, and we're going to show the video.
Farrow. Stan is a lifelong Scarborough resident. He graduated from Midland Avenue Public School in 1949 and from Scarborough Collegiate Institute in 1954. He edited the school yearbook at high school and was chosen as the valedictorian, both in 1954. He received an Honours BA from Victoria College, University of Toronto in 1958. In 2007, he was chosen to receive the Distinguished Alumni Award from the college. At the Ontario College of Education in 1958-1959, he won a University of Toronto Honours Award for the music and lyrics of the All-Varsity Review. He also won 2 scholarships for his academic prowess. He joined the original staff of David and Mary Thompson Collegiate in 1959 and completed 35 years there on retirement in 1994. In 1984, he was the first classroom teacher to win the A.S. Taylor Award. In 1994, his principal, Sue Rowan, arranged to have the school auditorium named in his honor. In 2004, he won an Emeritus Award from the American Classical League. He was famous for the bilingual English and Latin sing-alongs he led at their annual gatherings. From 1998 to 2003, he was one of 5 teachers who updated the popular Cambridge Latin Course series. In Scarborough, Stan has been a fixture at St. Paul's United Church for over 80 years, everything from Sunday school pianist to board chairman. He edited the church newsletter for over 50 years. He was the orchestra for the Scarborough Gilbert and Sullivan Society from 1972 to 2009. He and his sister Gwen volunteered for a number of years, playing for sing-alongs for patients in the Scarborough Health Network. In the early 1970s, he was the pianist for the Canadian women's gymnastic team, arranging and playing their floor exercise music. In May, he will be co-accompanist for the Serenata Singers' 50th anniversary concert. From 1955 to 1962, he was the pianist at Bangor Lodge on Lake Muskoka. There, he met his wife, Barbara. They have 3 children, plus spouses, 9 grandchildren, and 4 going on 5 great-grandchildren. In June, they will celebrate their 65th wedding anniversary.
I'm very proud to be standing and sitting here as an inductee of the Scarborough Walk of Fame for 2026, and also to have been chosen to represent the field of education. I was a teacher for many years, but before that, as you've heard, I was also a student in some excellent Scarborough schools. I was first enrolled at Midland Avenue Public School, on Midland Avenue a bit north of Kingston Road. Never heard of it? Well, the year that I graduated, they changed the name to John A. Leslie because it was built on his property. So, next move was to Scarborough Collegiate, which also may be a foreign label to some of you. The year after I graduated, it became R.H. King, named after its first principal, who had just become Scarborough's first Director of Education, and who now has a star on the Scarborough Walk of Fame. You can see why I would be forgiven for thinking the schools were trying to disown me. Luckily, Victoria College and the University of Toronto, where I earned my BA, is still sporting the same name. But the school building I moved to for my entire 35-year teaching career was torn down in 2019. A new building was constructed a bit northwest of it and happily retained the same name, David and Mary Thompson Collegiate. I'm proud to state that I was the only person in the original building on the first day of classes in September 1959, and in my role as member of the Alumni Association, also in the new building on the first day of classes in December 2019, 60 years later. When I retired in 1994 as a school principal, Sue Rowan was able to get the auditorium where I spent many hours on various projects named in my honor. In the new school, there's no auditorium. It's a cafetorium. So as they say in Latin, which I taught for 35 years, sic transit gloria, fame is fleeting. I grew up in what was then called Scarborough Bluffs, but it's changed to Cliffside. I'm getting a complex about these name changes. The famous bluffs were nearby, and I admit I climbed up and down them a few times before it dawned on me that you could get hurt doing that. Like a lot of my childhood friends, I had a bicycle, but long before fancy brakes and gear shifts arrived on the scene. To get to the bluffs, we'd ride our bicycles, either down the cinder path at the foot of Shine Drive, or down Ashbridge's Hill on Scarborough Crescent, named after the family farm, at the foot of the hill. Having the power and skill to ride back up that hill with a 1940s era life, I was proud to accomplish that feat, but not often. We also like to take adventures riding our bikes north on Brimley Road to St. Andrews Road, where we enjoy a picnic lunch packed by our moms and explore the historic area near the Presbyterian Church and the cemetery with the gravestones of many Scarborough pioneers. The Thompson family figured largely in our explorations. Little did I know in those early adventures that one day I would be a member of the original teaching staff at a high school named after David and Mary Thompson. So I'm proud to have called Scarborough home for close to 90 years now. I'm especially proud to have been honored with the Walk of Fame.
Fame is fleeting, but for those of you getting legacy awards today, legacy is not. So keep that in mind. I would now like to invite Trevor Godinho, Arts and Culture recipient, and presenting partner Jennifer Tracy, Chief Operation Officer for the Toronto Zoo. And please turn your attention to the screen.
Trevor Godinho. Born in Bahrain in 1982, Trevor Godinho immigrated with his family to Scarborough in 1989, a place that would become both a creative anchor and a defining part of his identity. Raised in the borough, he attended St. Elizabeth Seton for elementary school and later Francis Lieberman at Wexford Collegiate Institute. It was during these formative years, under the mentorship of art teacher Mark Dumonte, that Trevor discovered his passion for the arts. Scarborough's cultural diversity and community spirit continue to inform his perspective and storytelling. Trevor went on to graduate from the University of Toronto, Mississauga and Sheridan College, where he further refined his creative vision. Now, with nearly 2 decades of experience, he is an internationally renowned photographer and multidisciplinary artist known for evocative, human-centered imagery. His work has appeared in Forbes, Vogue Italia, Elle, India and Canada, Sports Illustrated, Playboy, France and US, FHM, France and India, Men's Health, Australia, among others. His career has taken him to global cultural hubs including New York City, Miami, Los Angeles, London, Milan, and Perth, where he has photographed politicians, acclaimed artists, and Hollywood A-listers. In 2017, Trevor was named Canadian Brand Ambassador for Swiss lighting company Ellen Krom Limited. Beyond photography, his practice spans painting, sculpture, and design, with exhibitions at institutions such as the Gardner Museum and the Canadian War Museum. A dedicated mentor and community advocate, Trevor supports numerous charitable organizations. In December 2024, he received the Minister of Veterans Affairs Commendation for Honor Country Sacrifice, his long-term project documenting the stories and lived experiences of Canadian veterans and active service members.
Good to be back in the borough. Forgive me for any mistakes. Being from the borough has been a badge of honor and we're proud. It's proud to come from a community of people which are talented, full of grit and vibrancy. To understand that, look no further than the stars behind me, the stars in front of me, and the entire community around us. Scarborough is the home of the hustlers, the underdogs, the unconventionals. As a son of Indian immigrants, my parents worked very hard to raise 3 sons. Some of my brothers are here today. As a middle child, I always felt I was cut from a different mold. I love dinosaurs, Lego, and art. So, I am the polar opposite of my brothers. Both of them were athletes. Myself, a little nerdy. Looking back, I realized how lucky I was to have the parents I had. They worked tirelessly to give us the opportunities. They gave us the freedom to choose the paths we chose. And they gave us the blueprint that brought me here today. Hard work, commitment, and discipline. I remember at 4 a.m. in the morning, leaving Havenview and Shepherd to go to school all the way in Mississauga at U of T and Sheridan College. Trust me, it was cold. All while holding down a job at Leon's. Shout out to Leon's at Nugget Road. When I started my photography journey, my parents backed my vision. They bought me my first Nikon, the camera that would become the tool that created my 25-year-long career. They even let me use their basement, their garage, and their backyard for a studio, just to save a dime. Trust me, there's one moment I remember I shot Miss Universe Canada in the basement, and my mom asked her, "Do you want to stay for Sulak?" So like my parents, Scarborough showed up for me. From my friends, my creative community at Francis Neiman Catholic High School, and Wexford Collegiate. Shout out to Wexford and Liebman if you're in the house. These schools and communities shaped the perspective I see the world. They trained my eye and it gave me the deeper understanding of the human condition. Being a creative brought me out of my shell. It made me into the hustler I was about to become. I learned the value of putting in work. As everyone in Scarborough knows, 2 appointees actually showed that. My life is a direct result of my development years. When a door closed on me, I learned to climb into the window. I wouldn't let failure define me. And trust me, there were failures. And the lessons I learned from these failures only made me stronger. Life gave me the tools to become an artist and a visual storyteller. Through photography and art, I learned how to amplify the stories of others, from celebrities to athletes, to veterans, to currently serving men and women in the Canadian Armed Forces through the Honor Country Sacrifice Project. I've learned the importance of playing it forward and how to support emerging artists like myself find their voice. I'd like to thank the Scarborough Walk of Fame Committee for the incredible honor. Thank you very much. And I'd like to take a few moments to thank a few people that shaped my life. To my high school teachers who are here today, Mrs. Devante and Catherine Nealon. Thank you so much for helping me find direction and confidence when it mattered the most. To my family who allowed me to dream and instilled determination into me, and explained to me when life gets hard, you get harder. To my incredible wife, thank you for continuing to support me on my never-ending quest to find purpose. You are constantly my source of love, inspiration, and encouragement. You taught me to be present, and as you can tell, I'm not slowing down. Also to celebrate my victories. This star belongs to all of you. I love you, thank you, and always be rep Scarborough.
Our next worthy recipient is Dr. Ashleigh Malloy, education recipient, and presenting partner Brent Dugan, Director of Partnerships and Legal Counsel, University of Toronto, Scarborough campus. Can we watch the video, please?
Dr. Ashleigh Malloy. Dr. Ashleigh Malloy is an energized, motivated leader, multi-international award recipient. He is recognized as a global leader in inclusion, equity, and diversity. He is a professor with Niagara University in the Teacher Education Department and CEO/President of Transformation Education International, a global leader in transformative professional development. He has consulted, presented, and delivered training at international conferences in over 20 countries: Europe, the Middle East, Asia, Africa, Central America, Canada, and many of the United States. He is a respected keynote speaker, author, and an internationally renowned workshop presenter who has appeared on radio, television, and digital media. He has devoted himself to the public good through building a community, commune bonum/the good of the community. He is focused on driving innovation and delivering measurable results towards managing a sustainable transformation in inclusive education worldwide. Dr. Malloy has received numerous awards internationally and in Canada from each level of government, the most notable being the Order of Ontario Medal from the provincial government, the Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal from the House of Commons, and the Sesquicentennial Medal from the Senate of Canada. Dr. Malloy is deeply committed to improving the quality of life for persons with disabilities and their families. He works tirelessly to advance their cause and to raise awareness for accessibility for all.
Bonjour, Assalamu alaikum, Namaste, Vanakkam Bhakti Soham, Maganda Ramada, Buenos Dias, Adi, good morning. I'm deeply honored to stand before you today to receive this award from Scarborough, to be recognized by the very community that has shaped, supported, and inspired my life. The work is both humbling and profoundly meaningful. I accept this not only as a personal milestone, but as a reflection of the many people like you, experiences and shared commitment that have guided my journey. As an immigrant from Ireland and a professional musician, like many, my journey began with hope and uncertainty, like many of you who arrived in this new country. I carried with me a deep appreciation for opportunity, for new beginnings, and the determination to contribute to my new land. I did not come from fame or fortune. I worked hard like you have done, and I worked through challenges along the way. Shortly after arriving, Scarborough became my home, not just for my education at the University of Toronto, at St. John's Elementary School, and Neil McNeill High School, but emotionally and socially. It is here that I found a sense of belonging, and it is here that my commitment to inclusion inclusion, partnership, diversity, and equity took root. Through my global business travels, whether in classrooms, conferences, or communities across the continents, I have come to a simple but powerful realization. People are far more alike than they are different. We all seek dignity, we all seek opportunity, and we all want to belong. That conclusion has shaped my work and reinforced my belief that inclusion is not just an idea. It is necessary, especially for those in the disability community whom I have been privileged to work with and serve for many years. One example is the founding of the GEM program, which is Giving Education, meaning working with young people with Down syndrome, one of which is my daughter. Inclusion requires intention, courage, and collective effort. It asks us to listen deeply, to challenge assumptions, and to create spaces where everybody is valued. Community is not defined by buildings or by boundaries. It is defined by how we treat one another, particularly those who feel marginalized or unheard as a result of their disability, their race, their faith, their culture, or their lifestyle. Vera Myers reminds us that diversity is being invited to the party, but inclusion is being asked to dance. When we speak of equity, I'm reminded of the words often attributed to Mahatma Gandhi. The true measure of any society can be found in how it treats its most vulnerable members. Equity challenges us to go beyond equality. It asks us to recognize that fairness is not sameness. It requires approaches to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to succeed. This award is a reminder that work matters, but it is also a reminder that my work must continue. There is still much to be done. There are still voices to be amplified, barriers to be dismantled, and opportunities to be created. But I remain hopeful because I have seen what is possible when people like you come together in Scarborough with purpose and compassion. There are many people that have been a part of my journey, as no one does it alone. To my family, my wife Michelle, my son Justin, and my daughter Lindsay, who was born gifted with Down syndrome, I express my heartfelt gratitude. Your unwavering belief in me and my work has been incredible. Through the long hours, the travel absences, the challenges, and the uncertainties, you have been my constant source of strength and support. You reminded me of why my work matters, and you grounded me in what truly counts. This recognition belongs to you as much as it does to me. To my colleagues, thank you for your partnerships, your passion, and your shared commitment to excellence. It has been a privilege to work alongside such thoughtful, skilled individuals. Together we have challenged ideas, built programs, and worked towards a vision of a more inclusive and equitable Scarborough. To my student-teacher classes at Niagara University, thank you for your encouragement, your laughter, your joy in learning, and your understanding. You have been there to celebrate the pinnacles and to help navigate the potholes. As we all know, the road of life is filled with both. It is rarely smooth, but it is always richer when traveled in the company of those who care. Last but not least, I'd like to thank the Walk of Fame Committee, and in particular, Larry Watford, who nominated me. Thank you for this honor. Thank you for recognizing not just my contributions, but the values that underpin me. I am proud to be part of the Scarborough community, and I am committed to continuing locally here in Scarborough and globally with the same passion and determination that has brought me here today. I encourage all of us to keep building communities where everyone belongs, where diversity is celebrated and where equity is actively pursued. Because when we do that, we don't just improve individual lives, we strengthen the very fabric of our Scarborough society. Let me leave you with a quote from poet Angela Mayu. I have learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Merci bien, thank you, miigwech.
Words to Live by Dr. Malloy. I would like you now to please welcome Larry Montmore, President, Scarborough Community Renewal Organization. Larry.
Thank you, Deborah, and welcome to just a brief interlude in the program. Not an intermission. I'll be quick and we'll get back to the inductions shortly. As Deborah mentioned, I'm Larry Watmore and I'm the president of the Scarborough Community Renewal Organization. We are the proud organizers of the Scarborough Walk of Fame event. We have the privilege of presenting this to you here at Scarborough Town Centre every 2 years, and we're very grateful for that opportunity and thrilled to have all of you part of this event today. SCRO, as we call ourselves, is an all-volunteer, Scarborough-focused advocacy organization that is purpose-built to work with all 3 levels of government to bring public policy attention to Scarborough's needs. But we also do more, because what we also strive to do is to install an enhanced sense of civic pride among the 620,000 of us who have chosen to call Scarborough home. And this event is a big part of making that possible. There is so much to love about Scarborough, and that includes our people. You're seeing some today. Artistic, entrepreneurial, accomplished, and famous. There's a lot of Scarborough pride on display here today, and we're very happy. It enhances our sense of belonging and our sense of pride in this place we've all chosen to call home. I'd like to say a few thank yous to our partners, our sponsors, some of you whom you've seen on stage already with others to follow, and there's more that are listed in the program books that you have with you on your chair. I encourage you to take a look at them. Successful businesses rooted right here in Scarborough, all of Scarborough's important anchor institutions, politicians from all 3 levels of government. Thank you all for your financial support of this event. which allows us to present this very classy event as befits the importance of the occasion. And of course to our volunteers, our scroll leaders, the nomination committee members, and the researchers who supported them, who've been working on this for months, and our volunteers who are here today, helping to make sure the day's logistics all go smoothly. We're very grateful for all of your support of this event. And finally, to Scarborough Town Centre and to Oxford Properties, who have been a part of the Scarborough Walk of Fame from the very beginning, back in 2006, as, of course, the host, as a sponsor, and as a leader. STC and Oxford have been invested in this program from the very beginning, and we at SCRO are very grateful for the contributions provided year after year by STC and the deep relationship that we've been able to forge with you over time. So thank you very much for that. And finally, to our stellar list of inductees today, and the stars who have been inducted in prior years who are with us here too. You all make us very proud of being part of Scarborough, so thank you for being here today. As Glenn mentioned, there's a lot of star power in the room today, whether it's inductees, whether it's stars from prior years, politicians. There really is a who's who of Scarborough here today, and that includes our mayor, Olivia Chow, who is also with us today, as she was in 2024. We're thrilled and we're honored to have the mayor with us today. We know the mayor's schedule is very busy. This just happens to be executive committee at City Hall today, but no, the mayor needed to be here for this event. We're honored to have her here for it. And I'd like to ask Mayor Chow if she would come to the stage to say a few words.
I think we need to give Larry another round of applause. Many years of service. I heard you recently are retired. You're going to have even more time. Right? Like, he contributes so much in the community. Thank you. It's wonderful. Oh, and my old friend, very old friend, Fefe, Maker, and I see the councillors are here, Councillor Ethan Shen and Councillor Pat Cannavale, and all the elected representatives that are here. It's wonderful to see old friends and new friends. The star power. You walk in this place and you just sort of, wow, there is something very, very special in Scarborough. It's a special place, Scarborough, yes. You can feel it. The accomplishment, the pride. And as I was listening to the speeches that are made by the stars, yes, we're here to celebrate excellence, but we're also here to celebrate that there's several elements that I keep hearing. Empathy. I hear empathy and compassion. And then I hear about caring for each other. And that passion, I want to make a difference. I want to be successful. And from there, the determination to dream big. Never say never. I heard that so strongly. And hard work through sheer determination, resilience, pick up, keep going, and all driven by passion, all having a sense of, I know who I am. I know I am from Scarborough. I know I have many stars behind me, in front of me. And that makes such a unique, wonderful opportunity to celebrate entrepreneurs, storytellers, singers, artists, Olympians, yes, teachers, communicators. My gosh, the power and the creativity that I can even feel. Not only is the people that have in this swagger, right, through the swagger, to drive our city for generations to come. And now, I've been hearing for quite a while that Scarborough public transit can be a lot better. It's taking way too long. Yes, I know. I've been hearing that. And that, my gosh, it needs to be faster. So busway, the Scarborough busway, yeah, it's going to be done in a few months. So you're cutting 20 minutes off the travel time. Yes. That's important. And we call it Eglinton East LRT. Is it Eglinton East? Doesn't quite make sense. How about we call it Scarborough East Rapid Transit Line? And that is, yeah, we need it because as many stops we needed a long time ago. I'm here to say that the City of Toronto has spent $18 million designing it. And we've been designing it for the last year and a half. We will continue to design it. And this morning, I said, why don't we put another $10 million into designing even more? Yes, we get it to 30%. Now, he said, Mayor, just designing it doesn't do anything. You need to put the shovel in the ground, right? Yeah, when can you do that? That's where I need your help. I need your determination. I need your hard work. I need your passion. Let us go to the federal and provincial government and say that, hey, you know, you just give some money over to the waterfront LRT, or we have momentum now, let's get even more. And let's get the shovel in the ground because we need that better transit. TDC, the fares haven't gone up, save some money and all those good things. We have more officers helping us out. Thank you, officer. And places are a bit safer. It's wonderful. And I just want to finally say congratulations to the inductees. You are showing us the way. We're feeling the pride. And our city's progress has always been fueled by the efforts of selfless citizens like you who come together in service to their fellow Scarborough residents and Torontoians and to the world. Together, let's continue to build a beautiful Scarborough, affordable, caring and safe, not just Scarborough, a city. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor Chow, for making the time to be with us today. I know you've got a very important Scarborough-focused public transit motion on the agenda today at Executive Committee, and you're going to need to get back to City Hall to push that through. Thank you for doing that. But we're very grateful that you made the time to come out today. And now it's back to Glenn.
Okay, and I think we have them lined up to go. Our next Scarborough Stars in 2026. Ask John and Cathy Phillips to come up to the stage to get their community star, and as well Alicia Vandermeer from the Scarborough Health Network, our sponsor.
John and Cathy Phillips. Cathy and John Phillips, married for over 50 years, first met at Trinity College, U of T. John worked 20 years as a corporate lawyer at Blake's, while Cathy raised their 3 kids, then worked as a psychologist supporting cancer patients at Princess Margaret Hospital in Wellspring. In 1994, John jumped to a wireless startup, ClearNet, with offices at Consilium, near STC. ClearNet was acquired by TELUS in 2000. Since then, John has been an angel investor, supporting Canadian enterprise and technology in over 65 Canadian startups. A big win in Shopify catapulted John and Cathy to unanticipated wealth, and they resolved to use it to benefit people in underserved communities across Canada through their North Pine Foundation. John and Cathy fell in love with Scarborough when one of their sons moved here, and they followed suit. Awed by the sheer beauty of the natural spaces, they took full advantage walking with family through the many parks along the Waterfront Trail, Bluffers Park, and longer hikes along the Doris McCarthy and Highland Creek trails. They marveled too at the vibrant multicultural communities and the opportunities and challenges posed by such cultural and socioeconomic diversity. In the last 5 years, North Pine has committed over $30 million to programs, services, and institutions in Scarborough that are helping people develop and thrive. Highlights include a new diagnostic imaging department and improved emergency services at SHN, initiatives to reduce food insecurity and increase employment, helping the South Asian Autism Awareness Center support more than 150 clients with autism in receiving training and employment, and rolling out multiple cradle-to-career investments in education in our most vulnerable neighborhoods. They are only just beginning.
Thank you very, very much. We are only just beginning, and we feel a little weird being up here today among all these very accomplished, talented, and wonderful fellow inductees. But it is a great honor, and we are very pleased to accept it and be part of this community. It is all the things the other fellow inductees have been saying. John and I are relatively newcomers to Scarborough. We don't have the deep roots so many of you here today have, but we have the huge admiration of this special place. We find here a vast resource of talent and opportunity and a dismal history of being overlooked and underfunded. So when we came into all this unexpected wealth through John's investments, we knew we wanted to use that money to help the people most in need across Canada, and Scarborough quickly became one of our major focus areas. Here's the first thing we learned. Giving away large sums of money is not easy. Yes, you can get money out the door to good organizations doing good things. But does it really reach the people that need it most? Does it really impact and change lives for the better in communities that are struggling? That's the challenge John and I and our North Foundation face. Not only the challenge of giving away money, but more importantly, giving it away effectively.
This award really shouldn't go to John and Cathy. This really should go to North Pine Foundation. They're the people doing all the work. And for the North Pine Foundation team, we have here today North Pine CEO, Doug Allison, and the Impact Director for Scarborough, Neil Joshi. You all know Neil, he certainly knows you. And Zach Zarowski, who is the Impact Manager in Scarborough. We value lived experience. You know Neil. His experience is deeply rooted in Scarborough. He knows the community. He grew up in the community, in community housing, and understands the pressures, the needs, the gaps in funding. He has worked at Scarborough, University of Toronto Scarborough campus, and elsewhere. He knows up and down. We need that local knowledge to be effective. Neil gets local leaders, stakeholders, and community members together to talk about problems, gaps in service. And this collaboration allows better ideas to emerge and to make North Pine's investment in Scarborough have a better return. We think that that kind of lived experience is what makes the difference to North Pine's investments. Let me be clear, North Pine doesn't give away money. North Pine makes investments in people because we think we get a great return on investment by investing in the right people at the right time. And we are delighted that we have the team to make that happen. Currently, among other things, in Scarborough we are focusing on cradle-to-career education aimed at reducing intergenerational poverty in East Scarborough. We're also focusing on improving healthcare in Scarborough by supporting Scarborough Health Network. We support that hospital because it's very well managed. It has a great team, but it's underfunded from an equipment and space standpoint. And we hope to solve that to have better healthcare for the people of Scarborough. Thank you.
Now, you young kids, hold on a minute. Do not get off the stage. Do not pass go. We are going to call on Neil Joshi, who you mentioned earlier, to make a very special announcement, along with Dr. Craig Stevenson from Centennial College, that will change the lives of many of our own children and neighbors in terms of breaking the cycle of poverty and the cycle of being disadvantaged. So I'm going to ask Neil, Dr. Stevenson, to come on up, and yes, you two young kids, stay here for an award presentation.
Thank you, Glenn, and I just wanted to start by thanking SCRO, STC, the Scarborough Town Center, and the SWAP Committee for a wonderful, inspiring day. Did you not do a great job today? And John and Cathy Phillips were kind enough to indicate that, of our investment strategy, it's really important to have lived experience. So I couldn't leave the stage here without being a real Scarborough kid. If I see Jesse and Scarborough spots here, I have to do the following. So if I say Scarborough, I want you to say to the world, right? Scarborough. To the world. Scarborough. To the world. Amazing. Sorry, I had to do that, Jesse. You there. As a kid who grew up in TCH Communities First in Galloway and Kingston Road, I never imagined that an organization like North Pine would exist, that I'd have the opportunity to be of service to our community, and that people like John and Cathy, with such kind, thoughtful, and inspired leadership, and our CEO, Doug Allison, and the remarkable team at North Pine, that they would exist and that they would take a deep attention to the way we invest. Today is really a celebration for all of us here from Scarborough, whether you've moved here, whether you're visiting for the day, whether you're just inspired by what happens here. But what I wanted to share is that North Pine chooses to invest in the potential of Scarborough. We believe in something very simple, that talent is everywhere across Scarborough, but opportunity isn't always available. And that's why we're excited to announce, as Glenn indicated, an investment in our future generations. Something that we hope will live on past a year, past a decade, for many years to come. So I'm proud to announce the North Pine Investing in Scarborough Fellowship Program. It's an endowment that will live in perpetuity and support approximately 50 students each year in Scarborough's most vulnerable communities in our neighborhood and urban areas. But as John and Cathy indicated, we don't simply donate, we invest. And so I'd like you to understand here, this could only be built here in Scarborough by folks from Scarborough because the following components, it's not just a scholarship, it's actually a fellowship with deep intention. So it'll be cohort-based, deeply supported, and the students will have clear outcomes in mind. So we're not just financing access, but we're investing in success. And on a day where we celebrate Scarborough Pride, we hope that this model here, built in true partnership with a co-creation model, it inspires other institutions to follow suit. So again, Scarborough leads and inspires others to follow suit. But of course, none of this is possible without true partnership and true design. So I want to take a moment to thank the leadership and the team at Centennial College for all the tremendous work that they've done in making this partnership come to fruition. And at this point, I'd like to have you join me in a round of applause and invite Dr. Stevenson to the stage.
Today is a proud moment for Centennial College and for Scarborough. We are honoured, absolutely honoured, to partner with the North Pine Foundation on the North Pine Investing in Scarborough Fellowship, designed here and built for this community. This is more than a scholarship. It is structured, sustained model of support, combining financial assistance, coordinated advising, and clear pathways into high-demand careers. It reflects something we believe deeply in at Centennial, that talent is everywhere, but opportunity is not always evenly distributed. And it is our shared responsibility to close that gap. What makes this powerful partnership so powerful is its alignment. North Pine's commitment to long-term, community-centered impact mirrors our very own mission, transforming lives and communities through learning. To John, to Cathy, and the entire North Pine team, thank you. Thank you for your leadership, for your trust, and for your belief in what is possible when we invest deliberately in people and in place. This is how we build a stronger Scarborough together. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next Scarborough star, Asido, in the business category, and a last Sam for him as well, our sponsoring partner, to come up and present the award. First, we have our video, and Jesse, you know about videos.
Asido is a creative entrepreneur, community builder, and storyteller based in Scarborough, Ontario. Deeply passionate about Scarborough and its rich history, culture, and talent, Jesse is dedicated to spotlighting the people, places, and stories that make the community unique. His work blends humor, nostalgia, and authenticity, creating content and initiatives that bring people together and spark local pride. With a strong focus on community building, Asido believes in developing platforms that connect neighbors, celebrate hometown legends, and inspire the next generation. His collaborative work includes partnerships with the Scarborough Town Centre, the Toronto Zoo, SHN Foundation, UTSC, and the Scarborough Shooting Stars, all rooted in strengthening local impact and elevating Scarborough's voice. An entrepreneur at heart, Jesse understands the power of storytelling in today's digital landscape. He continuously explores innovative ways to use media and technology to grow brands while building meaningful, real-world connections. His approach bridges past and present, honoring legacy while creating momentum for the future. Driven, collaborative, and proud of where he comes from, Jesse is committed to uniting community through creativity, culture, and connection, always putting Scarborough at the forefront.
Anyone know where the 131 Nugget bus is?
doing today? So I started a page during the pandemic where I said I'd like to make a page or a social media account that says good morning and good night to Scarborough every single day because we deserve that. And 7 years later, I'm standing here today getting a star. It's pretty surreal. Thank you everyone for coming out today. And for those that don't know me, I prepared a poem. I haven't written a poem since I was in elementary, so just bear with me, okay? So my name is Jesse, and here's a bit about me. I don't usually go north of Steeles or west of VP. No, it's not happening. Unless it's a Raptor game, Jamal. In fact, I don't go anywhere unless the parking is free. Shout out SDC. Because I don't know if all of you would come here if parking wasn't free. And we don't say roadie. What do we say? We say roti. I used to take the RT right here to Scarborough town. I used to play in the arcade. Who remembers the arcade? Lost a lot of money there. I used to play in the arcade, and then over there I used to watch the balloons go up and down. I went to the same high school. Wearing my high school tie here. I'm actually wearing my high school uniform today because on any Friday in Scarborough, and right here, you will see a lot of people dressed in gray pants, black Air Forces, and their uniform and their tie. And look at me, I got a star. How did that happen? So I went to the same high school as John Candy, and I grew up in the same neighborhoods as Mike Myers and Jim Carrey. And people ask me what's so special about Scarborough, and it's simple. It's us. It's the people in this room. It's us. It's the people. I mean, this isn't some mystery. Our people make history, and we're breaking world records and gold medal victories. Come on, who can do that? Scarborough can do that. So, I mean, congratulations to everybody in the class. I mean, just in this 2026 class, I mean, we got Fefe, Dobson, and Andre Grasse. So if you want to talk bad about Scarborough, you can kiss my star on the Scarborough Walk of Fame court right here at Scarborough Town Center. Scarborough, I love you. Scarborough forever. My name is Jesse, and I am Scarboroughian. Okay, it'd be kind of cool to walk off to that, but there's a couple things I do want to mention. Sorry, head fake that. That would have been cool. Of course, I'm from Scarborough, but I am Filipino, and it was brought to my attention that I am the first Filipino person to be awarded a star. I also believe that I shouldn't have been the first because there's so many amazing, like everyone knows a Filipino here. Everyone knows a great Filipino, whether they work here at the mall or you're in the hospital and they're helping you out, right? I really just want to take time to shout out the amazing Filipino people who came here in the 70s and 80s and 90s with nothing, built a life out of scratch, and paved the way for my generation and the generations to come. I love you, Filipinos. You know, I hope that my induction helps bring light to the amazing Filipino people in Scarborough, doing great work in Scarborough and beyond. I'm just going to shout out a couple of recommendations. Glenn in the Scarborough Walk of Fame, you got Nico, Carino, you got Eric Bauza, you got Catherine Hernandez, Alex Malari. I can go on and on and on, but I'll give you some recommendations after. Speaking of the Filipino community, very proud and excited to announce that Scarborough Town Center, in collaboration with Scarborough Spots, we're launching the first ever Filipino Heritage Celebration right here in Scarborough Town Center. The first of its time, the Blue Light Scarborough. Shout out to Karen and everyone at the SDC. So I look forward to that event here in June, so stay tuned for that. And finally, to my thank yous. My time's up. I'm just gonna go, Glenn. So it is a long list. As you know, I definitely couldn't have got where I am without so many people and so many people that are in this room. So I apologize if I miss anybody. My wife, my best friend, of course she's a Scarborough girl, come on. I mean, could it work any other way? No. So, shout out to her. When I met her, I was extremely broke. And now I'm not, so thank you. But for real, she believed in me before anybody believed in me. She saw something that I didn't even see in myself. And if you're clapping for me, you should also clap for her. So thank you to my son. I don't know where yet. Oh, there you go. He's skipping class today, but my father-like son, I guess. Thank you for your patience. I used to drive around, every day I drove around Scarborough, and then I pull over and I'm like, I gotta take a picture of that restaurant. Or I gotta take a picture of that bus stop, or a pigeon, so I'm sorry about that. Thanks for your patience. But just remember, your dad made it here. You can do anything. Absolutely anything. To my parents, I'm a product of you. Thank you for teaching me the most important things in life. And thanks for choosing Scarborough, I heard there was talks about, Mississauga, but thank you for choosing Scarborough. To my brothers, if you maybe bought a Scarborough Spots t-shirt or a hoodie between 2020 and 2022, those hands are the ones that packed that sweater. So thank you for believing me and believing in your crazy brother and following me on this journey. To Craig and Cam, where's Craig and Cam? I don't know, they're somewhere. They help run Scarborough Spots. Anything that happens, they're involved. So shout out to them, and they're amazing. And I'm gonna try to quickly get through this. Richie, thank you for believing me. My photographer, you're somewhere. I called you and said, hey man, I want to make t-shirts. Can you do some photos for me? And we've sold, I don't know, 100,000 t-shirts now. So thank you for your support from day one. To the entire SS team, Dion, Kiara, Alex, Cam, Julia, Adrian, Kat, and April. The design team and media team, Jafina, Jack, Joe, Joyce, Greg, Reg, and AK. My business partners, Scarborough's Got Jokes, Janice Mendez, and Mr. Jamal McLaurin. Check out our comedy show, shameless plug. We do comedy here in Scarborough. Why should we have to go downtown for comedy? I don't understand. We got the funniest people right here. And just want to shout out to Suresh Das, Justin Upgrade, all my boys from Deep Jokes, and Neil McNeil, my cousins, my entire family. I'm so grateful to have all of you in my life. I promise I'm almost done. To the community, Sid and Alex from Scarborough, Maine. You guys have been doing amazing work. Neil Joshi, right here. One of my favorite guys in the world. Neil Joshi from North Island. George and Cy from The Real McCoy. George, thank you for feeding me all these years. Shamir Anderson, I don't believe you're here, but go check out his show, Paint the Player, now streaming on Paramount+. Fies from Family Bakery, and Mike and family from Speedy Teas. I really wish I could list out all the restaurants, but you know who you are. Ron and Ozzy from Morningside, I got my first ever cameo in a movie, so shout out to you guys and thank you for making that film. The amazing team at SBA, where are you SBA? Oh, you're over there. If you have a business, please look up the SBA, and we will have the Mayor's Gala at the end of the month. Also, SPRO, Eglinton Square, the Borough FC, and the Boys and Girls Club, UTSC, Cecile, the Scarborough Health Network, please donate to Love Scarborough, Sam, Shaman, and Gabriel from every group of companies, Nico Lowe, Place New from the Scarborough Shooting Stars, Dolph and Erica and the entire team at the Toronto Zoo. Where's the Toronto Zoo? So together we helped, just in case you don't know, we helped preserve the Scarborough RT, which you can visit at the Toronto Zoo. We actually shoot a podcast inside called The Scarborough Show. Please like and subscribe. A special shout out to Scarborough Town Center, best mall in the world. Thank you for saying yes to my petition to bring back the balloons, okay? And I would like to make another petition to bring them back again permanently. You know who you are. And special thanks to obviously the Scarborough Walk of Fame, the reason that we're all here today. And lastly, thank you to the 200,000 people that follow us on social media. A lot of people when I started, and I still get it today, I get a lot of hate. Who's going to follow a Scarborough page? Who cares about Scarborough? Oh no, 200,000 people. So thank you for making this happen. This is your star too. And you know, at the end of the day, I'm a kid from Embergam. I'm a kid from Malvern, and somehow I have a star. I'm a kid from Scarborough, and a kid from Scarborough can achieve anything, and I'm going to do that. Thank you so much.
Jess?
Our next star is Fefe from Entertainment, presenting partner Karen Caruso, marketing manager, Scarborough Town Center. We will watch the video.
Fefe Dobson. Fefe Dobson is a true Renaissance woman within the entertainment industry. Emerging as a pop rock artist in the early 2000s, Fefe stood out as an edgy, black female outlier in a male-dominated genre. Her platinum-certified debut album earned her 4 consecutive top 10 radio singles, and #1 on the Billboard Heatseekers album chart, and 2 Juno Award nominations. After touring Europe supporting Justin Timberlake, Fefe dove into the acting world, appearing on the hit NBC series American Dreams. Fefe's sophomore album featured 1 gold certified and 2 platinum certified top 10 singles, and her acting career continued with a 2012 Canadian Screen Award nomination for performance by an actress in a supporting role. For her role in the film Home Again, she also led an initiative that raised over $300,000 for COVID-19 relief. Fefe fondly remembers her formative years in Scarborough, and spent time at Heron Park, the Zoo, Malvern Mall, and Scarborough Town Center in the Morningside Cinema. She attended several local schools and notes Mrs. Adams at Tom Longboat Public School, Elaine Anderson at Fleming Public School, Brad Roll at Heritage Park Public School, and Anne Marion and Bob Johnson at Wexford Public School as people that had an enormous impact on her. Fefe has penned hit songs for the biggest names in pop music, continues to write, record, and release her own music, and act in feature films.
Good afternoon. Wow, look at everybody. My friends, my family are all here. Y'all are here. Everyone's here. Thank you for such an honor. This is amazing. So I don't know if we paid for to pull that, but I have my trusty cell phone. Alright, so Scarborough General, born at 3:33 p.m. to a single mother and my sister, my sister Tanya's somewhere over there. And, well, to be honest, there must have been something when my mom gave birth to me because my toys started moving around by themselves when my sister told me. That's a different story. We'll talk about that later. But music, you know, it saved me. It was my survival, my first love. And in fact, love has always been my guide, good or bad. And let me tell you, there's been some bad times with that. I could stand up here for a while and talk about my whole life, but I don't think I have that kind of time. But I will say this, I've always chose the harder road. When I heard don't go this way, I went exactly that way. This won't work well, let me find out. And you don't really make any sense. Well, good, I don't want to make any sense. At the end of the day, when the odds were against me, the evens weren't. Thank you to everyone who supported me over the years. And my goal is to be like Tina Turner and still be rocking out in my 80s. Or even longer. And you'll catch me rocking up there as well, right after that. I am not an open book, but I am willing to open it to those who truly care about me, to take in my story, and I feel I've done that over the years. Being vulnerable as a teen, writing about my broken home, and daddy issues, of course. Then to growing as an adult in front of all of you, and still being vulnerable about my relationships and heartache. I guess vulnerability has been one of my superpowers, following my heart and being a tad crazy. And with that, I have one more thing to say. It's hard out here for a pimp. And I'm done.
Grasse to come get his Scarborough star and ask Todd Spencer, VP of Operations for Park Property Management, to come up to present the award. Andre.
Andre de Grasse, member of the Order of Canada and member of the Order of Ontario, is the most decorated Olympian in Canadian history, having won 7 medals throughout his career. At the 2016 Rio Olympics, Andre became the first Canadian to capture medals in all 3 sprint events in a single Olympics. At the Tokyo Summer Games, Andre did it again, winning 3 more medals, including gold in the 200 meters. At the 2024 Paris Olympics, Andre served as flag bearer for Canada at the opening ceremonies. Despite struggling with a hamstring injury, Andre lived up to his clutch performer reputation, anchoring the Canadian men's 4x100 meter relay team to a dramatic gold medal. The Scarborough-born athlete first made an name for himself in the summer of 2015, sprinting to victory in the 100 and 200 meter events at the Toronto Pan Am Games. Beyond the track, Andre is an accomplished author. He's also acquired ownership stakes in various ventures, including the women's professional soccer team, AFC Toronto. Andre seeks to inspire and empower youth through the Andre de Grasse Family Foundation, He served as the honorary co-chair of the $330 million Feel Out Loud campaign for Kids Help Them and supports student athletes through the ADG Future Champions Scholarship Program.
It's incredible to be here today, truly an honor. This place brings back so many memories as a young kid for me. I can't believe it, like, taking the 129 McAllen, the RT, so hopefully we get that back soon. But yeah, just being here as a young kid, going to the mall with my mom, trying to get the latest, Jordans from Foot Locker on a Saturday, standing up in that line. What else? Hanging out in the food court. I remember even Jesse said hanging out in the arcade on Friday nights. We used to go here. Back then, before Snapchat, trying to get the BBM pin. If you know, you know. But yeah, man, it's just really, it's incredible to be here. I just want to say a few words today. Scarborough is where I got my start. And it's taught me many lessons. It gave me many opportunities. And even though that this star, say my name, it represents a community of people that really have helped shape my journey. So I really want to thank, my family, my friends, my coaches, everyone that's played a huge role in it, whether that was small, big, you're appreciated. So I really, it's really truly an honor. So and I promise you all that I'll take Scarborough with me everywhere that I go. So thank you.
President, Centennial College, and presenter of the Rising Star Award, to make a few remarks.
You have a chance to say it earlier. Good afternoon, Scarborough! What a space, what an energy, what a community, and what a privilege to be here as we celebrate the rising star of Scarborough. A young person who is not only integral to this community, but actively and meaningfully shaping its future. You can feel it, a real sense of pride and possibility. And that's why today matters. It's about more than recognition. It's about a community coming together to celebrate its own, lifting up those who are making a real difference and reaffirming what Scarborough stands for. Today's event built on a vision set in motion more than 20 years ago, when community leaders came together with a very clear purpose: to elevate Scarborough and to showcase the talent, the dynamism and the compassion that define it. And as an anchor institution in this community, Centennial has been proud to stand alongside that vision from the very beginning. Because for Centennial, community is not peripheral, it is central to who we are. Indeed, our vision says it plainly, I said it earlier, transforming lives and communities through learning. One that comes alive the very moment a student begins their journey with us, building knowledge, sharpening skills, and expanding perspective, so that when they graduate, they are ready to contribute, ready to lead, and ready to spark change. So given Centennial's commitment to our youth and to our community, I, along with my colleagues from Centennial, are are especially proud to serve as a Rising Star presenter. Because as we honour today's Rising Star, we are celebrating more than individual achievement. We are celebrating the future of Scarborough, a future shaped by the leaders, the innovators and the change makers who are already making a meaningful difference. To the young people who are here today, Scarborough needs you, your ideas, your creativity, your leadership. I hope today inspires you to step forward, to get involved and help build an even stronger community. I'm now very proud to introduce our Rising Star. Bavan Pushpalingam is an Elam Tamil Canadian researcher and community organiser, born, raised and continuing to live and work right here in Scarborough. A fourth-year public policy student at the University of Scarborough, Bavan credits his teachers, his neighbours, his mentors and friends with shaping how he approaches research and how he shows up in community. His work focuses on food security and sovereignty, connecting local effort here in Scarborough with research across Sri Lanka, India, Ghana and Mexico through community-engaged research, archival study and policy analysis. Bavan examines how land, how labour and displacement shape everyday life, advancing care-based solutions grounded in community priorities. Bavan is also the founder and president of the Scarborough Hub for Innovation in Public Policy, a student-led think tank connecting youth with grassroots partners to co-produce policy solutions. His achievements are exceptional, including the first ever double global undergraduate award in politics and international relations and social sciences in anthropology and cultural studies, the Sumaran Food Justice Scholarship, the Elizabeth Mary Bain Community Spirit Award and the University of Toronto Excellent Award. He has also represented Canada at the 2024 G7 Youth Summit in Rome with Young Diplomats of Canada. Bavan, your work is thoughtful, it is globally informed and it is deeply rooted in community. Please join me in congratulating Bavan.
Honored to receive this recognition as a Rising Star from the Scarborough Walk of Fame. To be recognized by the community that raised me means more than I can fully express. I'm an Elam Tamil Canadian, born in Scarborough, raised in Scarborough, and still proud to live, work, and study here. This place has shaped how I think, how I care, how I relate to others, and how I understand the world around me. Scarborough gave me my grounding. It gave me my politics. It gave me my sense of responsibility to the community. It taught me to pay attention to everyday life, to notice who was left carrying the weight of broken systems, and to understand that justice is not abstract. It is lived, it is relational, and it is ongoing. It lives in our neighborhoods, in our libraries, in our community gardens, in our schools, and around the kitchen tables. That is why this recognition means so much to me. But it is also why this recognition is not mine alone. It belongs to the people who raised me, supported me, challenged me, and believed in me. I want to start by thanking my family, my appa, my amma, my two akkas and appaji for their love, steady grounding. Your stories, your strength, and your sacrifices are the backdrop to all my thinking. Everything I do is shaped by what you have carried and what you have taught me about community, care, and resilience. I also want to thank my friends, neighbors, community members, organizers, peers, teachers, professors, mentors, and everyone who has shown me care, offered guidance, and believed in me over the past years. I have also been shaped by so many people in this community in both formal and informal ways. I also want to give a special shout out to the Elam Tamil diaspora in Scarborough and across Toronto. You have shaped and supported me in so many ways, and I carry that with me every day. I stand here as a community organizer and researcher, and for me, those two things of my life have never been separate. The questions I ask and the research comes from the community. The work I do in the community is sharpened by that research. Both are rooted in a desire to understand why inequities persist, who bears their consequences, and what it would look like to build a more just future. My research on food insecurity in Scarborough emerged from a volunteership at a food justice organization. And speaking with a peer about what families in our communities were navigating, I remember feeling deeply frustrated as an organizer. We knew the problem was real because we see it every day, in people's stories, in the choices families had to make, and in the strain so many were carrying. But when it came time to push for resources, to write grants, or make a case to institutions, there was little localized data. Scarborough was not only underserved, but also understudied, and that absence had real consequences. When communities are not understood in ways that reflect their realities, they are far easier to overlook. And that frustration became a research question, and that research question became my commitment. The Scarborough Hub for Innovation in Public Policy, or SHIP, emerged from a similar place. It began at bus stop. I was standing there with peers, frustrated and complaining about why the 905 to the University of Toronto was not coming. But what started as a very ordinary Scarborough conversation quickly became something larger. Why was this such a familiar experience here? Why were long waits, disconnection, and neglected treated as normal? Why were so many of the things Scarborough residents dealt with every day dismissed as inconvenience instead of being recognized for what they were, systemic policy issues? That conversation stayed with me because it captured everything I have always loved about Scarborough. People here understand systems because we live their consequences. We know when something is not working. We know when communities are being asked to carry more than they should. And we also know that our insights matter. That is what led to SHIP, a student-led, community-engaged, policy thinking tank rooted in Scarborough. Through SHIP, we collaborate closely with community organizations, produce policy research grounded in lived realities, and work to hold decision-makers accountable. Our work is about pushing the boundaries of what policy research can be, who gets to do it, and how it can be implemented in ways that are accountable to the communities it speaks to. We believe policy research should not sit at a distance from everyday life. It should be rigorous, accessible, and useful. It should respond to community knowledge, community priorities, and community demands. I also want to invite everyone here, shameless plug, to our Emerging Perspectives Summit on April 28th, where researchers will present work across a range of policy issues that matter to Scarborough and beyond. It is a space I'm very proud of because it reflects the Scarborough I know. Brilliant, critical, community-rooted, and full of possibility. While this work began in Scarborough, it has also taken me across 11 countries working on questions of food security and food sovereignty. I've had the privilege of learning from communities in Sri Lanka, India, Ghana, Mexico, and Colombia, and have presented that work in Singapore and Ireland, among others. But wherever I go, I carry Scarborough with me. I carry Scarborough in the questions I ask, in the way I listen, in how I build relationships, and in the care I try to bring to every space I enter. This community taught me that meaningful work must remain accountable to people. It taught me that the most important ideas often begin in ordinary conversations, in community spaces, and the experiences people are already living through. I also want to thank the University of Toronto Scarborough, which has believed in my work and invested me in ways that I will never forget. UTSC gave me the space to ask difficult questions, deepen the work I was already carrying, and grow as a researcher and organizer within the very community that shaped me. I love Scarborough deeply. I love its honesty, its brilliance, its complexity, and the way people here keep showing up for one another so much. This place has given me more than I could ever repay. I will continue to do that work in a grounded and community-oriented way and be accountable to the people and places that raise me. Thank you to the Scarborough Walk of Fame for this incredible honor, and thank you to Scarborough for shaping me, challenging me, and giving me a lifelong sense of purpose. Thank you.
Like I said, we will be soon all migrating like wildebeest over to the actual Walk of Fame square. coming right now. I'm sure everybody here today has driven up Brimley Road and always seen that great big empty field between the Scarborough Town Centre and the bus station and Brimley Road. It's just been, since I was a kid, an empty field. But if you've been up Brimley Road lately, you would have noticed it looks like a massive construction site, and it is. We're proud to share that Oxford Properties has invested in a project called Aldo at STC, Aldo Scarborough Town Centre. The marketing people love STC. It broke ground last July, and it's located here at the Scarborough Town Centre. It is the first large-scale, purpose-built rental housing initiative in a generation in Scarborough. It's going to deliver an incredible 1,285 new rental units for our friends and our families. Some of us probably end up living here. To give you an idea of the scale of this 1,285 unit rental home project, it is the largest rental development anywhere across the entire city of Toronto. And as part of Alta at STC, there's going to be a new art experience brought to life. So I think all of us love art, so you're going to be really happy about this. I am honored to introduce the artists behind Scarborough Rising. It's a monumental project that brings together sculpture, digital storytelling, and the voices of this community. And they'll tell you, we want every single one of you to put in your story. Every star is going to do it, every former star is going to do it, but we want you as the guests and the family who helped us create what we have. We want your story and we want it on the site. So please join me in welcoming artists Ranbir Sidhu and Oliviana Chico.
Celebrating the Scarborough Walk of Fame and the individuals who have shaped this community in such a meaningful way. I'm especially grateful to be here today for the launch of this new public art project. First, let me extend my sincere thanks to the selection committee, to all the partners involved in this project, and to everyone gathered here today. I'm deeply honored and genuinely moved to receive this public art commission. This award carries special meaning for me because it brings me back to Scarborough, where I spent my formative years, and where so much of my artistic sensibility first began to take shape. Scarborough Town Centre in particular is woven into those early memories. As a child moving through its corridors, watching people and absorbing the place's energy, I was gathering impressions long before I understood that they would one day become part of my artistic language. So this moment feels deeply personal. It's not simply an opportunity to create a work of public art. It is, in a very real sense, a way of giving back to the place that helped form me. My connection to Scarborough has always gone beyond memory. As a founding member of the Guru Gobind Singh Children's Foundation, I have long believed in the importance of community building, of creating spaces of belonging, care, and shared purpose. This project allows me to contribute to that spirit through the medium I know best, art. The sculpture I'll create is intended to honor Scarborough's history, while also celebrating its present and future. I'll pay tribute to the original indigenous inhabitants of this land, while speaking to the resilience, hope, and diversity that define Scarborough today. I hope it'll be both grounded and aspirational. A work that reflects where we have come from, and also gestures towards what might become together. I believe public art matters because it has the power to connect, to inspire, and to transform how we see ourselves in relation to one another and to place. That is what I hope this work will do. And for those who may be interested in seeing more of my work, I currently have a solo exhibition on at the Art Gallery of Ontario, titled No Limits. Thank you again for the extraordinary honor. I'm truly grateful.
everyone. I fear my speech won't do justice to every beautiful thing that we've heard from all our inductees today, but thank you for having me. So before I start, there are these cards on your chairs. I don't know if you guys have noticed. Yeah, awesome. So I'm just going to read here. The postcards are inviting you to be a part of the Scarborough Rising. So many Scarborough Walk of Fame inductees have already shared their stories, and now we invite you to add your own. It's so special to be here celebrating the Scarborough Walk of Fame and the people whose stories have helped shape this community. I'm honored to be here today, not only as an artist, but as a part of Scarborough Rising. Scarborough reflects the identity of a place that holds so many stories at once. It is one of the most culturally and generationally diverse communities in the city, deeply tied to people's experience of migration, movement, and home. As a Venezuelan Canadian, my practice reflects this and is rooted in these questions of memory, migration, and belonging. In many ways, this is where I learned to navigate the world on my own. What once felt like unknown territory, taking the RT in the subway, became a familiar ritual. From eating patties at Warden and Kennedy Station, to going to the movies with friends at SDC, to summers in the clubs, these memories have shaped and continue to inform my understanding of place and community today. With this work, I'm thinking about representation not as something that is fixed, but something that is felt. How do people see themselves in the spaces that they encounter every day? How can landmarks reflect and acknowledge those who pass through them? That's what this work is about. Drawing from Scarborough's natural landmarks, the openness of the landscape, and the relationship between land and water, these elements contain a quiet permanence that make the place feel rooted and that belong to everyone that passes through them. To me, the pedestrian muse is about movement and energy. It's about everyday moments that will accumulate over time and turn the space into something really meaningful. My goal is for this artwork to be a part of that. Thank you for this recognition and for the opportunity to contribute to a space like this. Thank you to the Oxford team for your support and for investing in meaningful and lasting public art. Thank you to Kyla and Ramir for believing in this work. Thank you to my spouse Jordan, my friend, my collaborator, my artist partner. And most importantly, thank you to you, our community, who over time will give this work its own new life and meaning. Projects like this show what's possible when artists are trusted to shape the environments that we share.
Before we go to the Scarborough Walk of Fame Court to unveil your stars, we'd love to have all the inductees on the stage for a photo, please.
We're gonna do a video right here. He's gonna come right up to you, wave at it, all right? Or smile and do something. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go!
we're going to go to the Walk of Fame unveiling area, and we have volunteers to show you where.